Oh, hilang set. Okay, okay, good. Hello, testing, mic test, 1, 2, 3. Mic test, 1, 2, 3. Mic test, 1, 2, 3. Dia dengar? Okay. Okay, dah boleh. Alright, so have fun. There are a lot of people here. Okay, so have fun. Good idea.
Astaghfirullahalazim. Okay, assalamualaikum and good morning to everyone.
Hi viewers.
Hi viewers. Okay, today we have our team, which is there.
10 people.
Yes, according to the poster. So right now we are working.
Yeah, the team is back there. If you can see lah.
Yes.
There's everyone there. So for now, we're gonna handle this.
Yes, and we're gonna see how long we can last.
Yeah.
Cancel. Okay. Alright. So like sementara menunggu, viewer boleh tolong message dekat chat ke? Good morning.
Yeah, good morning. Boleh dengar ke? Suara
testing.
jelas ke?
Ya, sebab nanti kita nak
Kami dah go, susah lah nak tengok-tengok chat balik. Sebab kami kena buka OneNote lagi.
Yes. Oh, okay. Someone send in the WhatsApp.
Yes.
Yang ni kat sini sebab nanti nak explain aku cuba tekan sambil tengok. Okay.
Oh, good morning, Fatin Aisyah.
Oh, good morning Fatin Aisyah. How are you today?
How are you? Oh, one viewer right now. So Eddie, apa khabar Eddie?
Oh, baik. How are you? How's your preparation for PSPM?
You may open your mask lecturer.
Ah.
I think I'm still alive, Eddie. So
I'm barely surviving. And a bit sick. Let's see what's the question. So we have a couple of questions.
So we have some questions. Semalam ada orang tanya question and dah jawab dalam Telegram tu lah. Kalau in case sekian orang yang tanya tu tak berapa clear, kalau nak tanya lagi sekali boleh lah nak explain live.
Okay.
Oh, banyak dah ada soalan tak?
Apa dah bawa itu dulu? Oh, ini. Okay. Let's see. Text. Sorry.
Ini apa soalan nombor 2?
Okay. So viewers, can we do this question 3 for now? And then we'll look at Atika's question, which is from Unit Mathematics KMPP, Super Set KMPP.
Serius lah.
Which I believe she asked question 1 and question 2. And I think we'll tackle this question first lah. So, Eddie?
Yep. Siapa buat soalan nombor 1?
Alright. Okay, let's start with the first step, which is parabola has a general equation.
Yeah. So, no, Eddie, ini bab apa sekarang ni?
Ini bab conics.
Tak tahu lah, ada orang tak tahu juga. Ini bab conics lah.
Chapter 4. Conic is the last subchapter, I guess. Yeah.
Parabola is the last subject.
Yeah, parabola. Is that parabola?
Yeah.
I said subchapter, not chapter. Okay.
So conics, oops.
Give me the mouse.
Conics, we have our circle, our ellipse, and finally our last is parabola. So generally in conics, if we do questions, even if you can see right here, the question give us the general formula of the circle.
Okay. Many.
The question give us the general equation of the parabola. So usually in conics type questions, we need to master the art of completing the square.
Yes.
Yeah. So if we see here x square and minus 2x and we have only y, kuasa tertinggi dia 1 je kan. Jadi dia memang sasar lah parabola. Our first step here is to simplify the equation by doing CTS so that we can get the HK. Why are we doing the CTS? Because we want to follow the general formula of parabola, which is x minus
If possible buat dalam page ni. Terus nanti kita boleh hantar.
okay.
If possible.
Next, Eddie. What should we do? How do we CTS actually? I tak tahu lah. Macam mana CTS?
We need to complete the square. We need to complete the square for x square minus 2x.
Yeah, so but how?
How? So since x square doesn't have number in front of it, so we don't need to divide it. But you need to make sure that x square is only how to say? There's no number in front of it.
Yeah.
If there is, you need to divide by the number in front of it to become x square only. So x square.
So basically what's Eddie trying to say is, if we say for example ada 3x square minus 6x kan, kita kena tarik yang 3, kita kena factorize 3 ni keluar. Sebab our first step for CTS is to make our x square coefficient is equals to 1. Di sini kita kena factorize 3x square minus 2x. Kan Eddie?
Yes.
So ini just the basics. Next, what to do, Eddie?
Alright, so we need to complete the square. Let's see the equation. X square minus 2x. Okay. So x
Square minus 2x
minus 2x
plus 4y minus 4y plus
plus 9.
Hmm.
Right. I think we should just, how to say, for y go to the right.
Yeah.
And then we complete the square for x square minus 2x.
So we do that first. X square minus 2x equals to 4y plus a minus 9.
Yes.
Jadi
Equal.
equal.
Right.
So for completing the square, generally apa yang aku buat adalah I would first tulis dulu kurungan x tutup kurungan kuasa 2 tolak, and then buat lagi satu kurungan kuasa 2. So this is my first step kalau nak buat CTS. And then my next step would be to see the b coefficient of x. So you see that negative 2 over there. Negative 2 tu kita masukkan dekat sini. Negative 2 and then kena bahagi 2. Jangan lupa bahagi 2. B over 2. And then we do this in this side also. So dia jadi negative 2 bahagi 2 equals to 4y minus 9. Jadi our next step would be simplify lah equation ni. X minus 1 kuasa 2 tolak 4 sama dengan 4y minus. Apa nak cantik sangat. Very not consistent tulisan.
Soalan DM. Soalan DM.
Soalan PM.
Aku salah masak lah.
Okay.
Aku salah masak gitu.
Wow, so many people DM me. They are afraid to ask.
Why afraid? Why?
I don't know, but it's okay.
It's okay. Tak apa. Asalkan maju.
Yes.
Kalau hampa teragak-agak sangat bab CTS ni, hampa nak simak betul ke tak, hampa just expand balik je lah. So dia dx square minus 2x plus side ni bukan 4. Ni 1 ni. See? Inilah importance of checking, guys. So, pastikan kalau hampa buat CTS, hampa semak balik CTS hampa tu, hampa buat a quick expansion of the expression and tengok betul ke tak. So, this would get plus 1 and then kita akan tolak 1 kat hujung ni. So, kita akan dapat yang purple ni balik lah. So, which means our CTS is correct. Usually sebab korang tahu kan yang general formula of parabola which is given in the formula sheets, I believe, which is this one, the green coloured highlighted here. Kita tahu yang apa, coefficient P tu dia mesti 4 kan. Jadi hampa boleh agak lah depan-depan ni mesti dia faktor 4 lah. Kalau bukan faktor 4, soalan tu memang apa, dia nak mess dengan hampa lah. So I would say hampa simplify lah lagi expression ni to be 4y minus 8. Simplify lagi jadi 4y minus 2. This would be an expression of the same formula yang kita dah tulis tadi. It's the same form. So hampa just perlu define what H, K and P is in this situation.
Alright.
Okay.
Oh, nasib baik, okay.
Wait. Alright, okay. So we need to wait screen.
Hindu. Don't listen to book.
Alright.
Right. Dia tengok lampu.
Okay, sorry for the interruption just now.
Sorry,
So,
ada bahaya.
explain again.
Oh, okay. Explain again. So I think we left off at this green part kot. So I would say cara I ingat is kalau you see Y, dia Y is the form of kuasa satu kan. The highest power is 1 and X the highest power is squared. So dia will generally Dia boleh generally looks like this lah. So to lukis a parabola, the hujung part, which is the lowest part in this graph, would be the vertex. The vertex here would be our H and K right here. And then for the remaining maklumat of the parabola, we can simply take the directrix and the focus of the parabola. So yang ni kita punya directrix. And kita punya directrix ni jarak antara vertex dengan directrix adalah P. And kita punya fokus adalah kat sini. Jarak antara sini adalah juga P. So next Eddie, how?
Where? Okay, so we see the okay. So x minus 1 square. Kalau x square means that dekat sini. Okay, betul. Positif. Okay.
So fokus kita akan naik ke atas.
Yes.
So kita tambah satu je lah dekat Y lah kan.
Yeah.
So our focus would be 1, 3.
Yeah, correct.
And our directrix ni would be
Would be
1. Yeah, our directrix would be 1. So we got the necessary information to sketch a graph for the parabola. Kita dah ada like all three maklumats. Usually parabola ni we looking for these three maklumats, which should be the vertex, our HK, our focus, which would be would be depending on the graph lah. Dia boleh tambah P dekat kita punya H, ataupun dia boleh tambah P dekat kita punya K. Tapi disebabkan graph ni dia parallel to the the symmetric axis is parallel to the Y axis. Jadi kita punya fokus tu kena tambah by Y lah. Jadi dia akan jadi H K P, K tambah P. Directrix would be H.
Someone DM
K
me and say
minus-
how you search P.
How I search P. So thank you for the question. P ni kita tahu dia punya general formula, which is yang ni kan, for the parabola. So you see here ada 4P kat sini. So we just samakan, kita just bandingkan dua equation ni. Jadi I would say bandingkan equation yang ni dan bandingkan equation yang ni.
Sini adalah.
So equation dia nampak seakan sama kan. Sebab dia memang in the same form, in the parabola form. So yang x square ni kita boleh tahu yang tu H. K tu kita tahu yang 2 K. So yang 4P ni kalau susah nampak, kita just tarik lah maklumat. So kalau 4P dalam yang ni adalah sama dengan 4. So P akan sama dengan 4/4, which is 1. Faham tak? Harapnya faham lah, harapnya menjawab soalan tu. So yang ni is true for this type of graph, which is this graph. So ini baru soalan A.
How about B?
How about B? Lamanya A. Macam nak score ni? Tak apalah. Ini kita just recap balik lah yang sebelum ni belajar. So that can be fresh in our minds, in our heads. Next is our B question. So B ni, show the tangent lines to the parabola at point M and point N intersect at the right angle. Okay. So this question, we need a graph for our parabola. So we have a graph here and we need to know if M and N adalah terletak pada parabola tu. So kalau hampa graph benda ni manually, or kalau hampa nak guna Desmos pun boleh lah. You will actually find out that point M and N is actually at the parabola, which I can show you the graph right now. Sekejap ya viewers.
Send kat Telegram.
Ya. Backup aku. Simpang. Simpang.
Alright. Anyway,
Anyways,
asal. Ni.
kena aku picture.
Picture.
Telegram.
Oh ya, silap. Ni sini. Tak apa. Control. Tu dia. Biasalah budak-budak Rabina.
Itulah.
Budak-budak riang.
Walaupun last sem dah buat, tapi kami still wish. Lagi sekali. Sabar ya viewers.
Stres.
Mengestres.
Aha.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So from this, apa yang ni graph yang di sketch oleh Desmos lah. So it's the same graph. See the same formula here. And we have our M and N right here. So M dengan N dia memang sah-sah lah atas apa parabola tu. Yang parabola tu tengok yang merah tu, dia nak tengok line hitam tu. And we can see the ungu there is off focus. So by doing this, we can see that soalan ni sebenarnya dia nak tahu tangent N dan tangent M ni selari atau tak. Perpendicular atau tak. Sebab dia kata at a right angle. So bila right angle, maksud dia korang kena imagine sikit lah. Imagine dragons. So hampa imagine ada line tangent di sini yang lalu N. Korang imagine line M ni pun ada tangent dia. So kalau tengok dari segi visual, line ni memang 90 darjah kan? Eddie?
Yep.
Jadi kita nak buktikan yang M dengan N ni tangent lines ni are perpendicular. So macam tu kalau macam mana kita nak cari an instantaneous gradient lah?
Oh, differentiate.
Bagus Eddie. So that is what we're gonna do. Continue. So our formula tadi is x square minus 2x minus 4y plus 9 equals to 0. So move y pergi sana, which will be x square minus 2x plus 9 equals to 4y. So here we just dy dx kan lah. So kita just
Teruskan.
Dah teruskan? Okay. So we just need to differentiate this. So yang ni dia akan jadi 2x. Ni kena ditolak 2. 9 ni akan jadi kosong.
Dekat apa? Dekat apa? Ni.
Ya.
Okay. Okay, silakan.
Ni kot tak mau yang ni. Macam mana nak undo dia? So yang ni kita just perlu differentiate sahaja. This would be 0 lah sebab dia 9 saja kan, dia tak ada x. Oh, also note that kita differentiate to the respect of x tau. So dia dx. So kalau kita differentiate y, kita akan dapat dy. Jadi dia akan jadi equals to 4 dy dx. And then yang ni dia boleh jadi 2x minus 2 over 4 will be dy dx juga. And x minus 2, x minus 1 actually. X minus 1, kita factorize keluar lah 2 tu. X minus 1 over 2 will be our dy dx. So from the question, kita just ambil je point M dan N tu. Point M is, point M would be 5, 6 and 0, 9, 4. 0, 9, 4. Kan? So we just put, nampak dah X kat sini? Nampak X di sini? Ush, gemuknya. Nampak
Amazing.
X ni, masuk ni. Yang ni pun masuk di sini. So kita bagi dia thin sikit. And kita tukar colour. Sekejap. So kalau kita masuk M dari sini, dia akan jadi 4 over 2 which is 2. Untuk N, kita just masukkan 0 minus 1 over 2. Apa syarat kalau gradient dia perpendicular ni?
Gradient 1 times with formula
Okay,
dia.
gradient 1 times gradient 2
equal to negative 1.
Betul. Jadi to prove this, we just input lah nilai M dengan N tu. So since yang ni gradient M, ni gradient N. So kalau kita input this, it will be M, N and M, M. Darab will be negative 1, is it? So 2 darab negative 1 over 2. Will it be negative 1, Eddie?
Yes. So
Yes.
it's proven.
So it's proven. So kita kena nyatakan lah, it's proven. MM and MN are perpendicular to each other. Okay guys? Boleh tak? Boleh faham tak? Ada apa-apa soalan tak dalam bab conics ni? I would say parabola lah. Ni bukan the whole of conics sangat pun. Ni just like one sub-chapter lah. So, Alright.
So let's go to the next question.
So our next question.
Next presenter.
Next presenter would be Owen.
Owen. What question?
One from the first one. Reply dalam group kata soalan pendengar present kau.
Wait Sit. Mano?
This one.
Ni.
Yeah, the first one.
Tanya kalau soalan 3 saja.
Recharging.
Not sure. It's charging.
Alright. Okay.
Hello viewers, so I'm Owen and I'll be explaining question 1 from the set Super
Dapat ada
KMPP.
listen.
Alright.
So I'm Owen.
touching right. Okay. So for this question, it's basically a question from chapter 8, most likely due to probability question. So one thing that is hard from this question is the way it structures the whole SOALAN lah. So when doing this type of questions, because you can see there is no table or anything, what you can do is to read the information sentence by sentence. Okay, so in College X, each student has only one brand of smartphone regardless of brand S, H, I. We know that there are three details here, brand S, brand S, brand H, and brand I. Out of the total of 300 students, which they give you an important information, which means that the total students is 300. 120 of them are male students, 10 out of 70 students who has brand I smartphone are male students. So we know that the total, we can try to draw out kind of a table first. Because as you can see, the first question also wants us to do contingency table. Contingency table means that we have to list out all the numbers of the information given. Later, I will show you how to create it. So when we want to see this kind of question, we first list out the things. Brand S, brand H, and I, we can write as S, H, I. And then we can draw out our table. Yeah. Okay. And then out of the total 300 students, we know that I like to do a row like this. So I know this is my total, 300. And then let's keep on reading. 120 of them are male students. Okay. So we have male and female. So as you can see, there are a total of 5 information given here. And then we have to be very, very careful on the intersection of male and S or male and H, male and I, all those. So 120 of them are male students. It means that total of male is 120. And then one information that we can already figure it out is if there is 120 male students, then the female students must be 180. Right, Eddie?
Yes.
Just tolak, right?
Yep.
So now we have the male and female total students, but we have to find out the information for S, H, and I. So this is the tricky part. For this question, you can see that 10 out of 70 students who has brand I smartphone are male students. So originally, I thought that this question was trying to give us condition, but it's actually just listing out information for us. So for brand I smartphone, see, 10 out of 70 students who has brand I smartphones are male students. It means that these 70 students have brand I smartphone. Okay, so for I, there are a total of 70 students. And then, out of these 70 students, there are 10 students that are male students. So it's a bit confusing, but you need to know that in these 70 people, there are 10 male students, which also means that there are 60 female students for I. All right? So this part can be sometimes a little bit confusing, but you have to read it in very detail to understand that what it's trying to tell you. Next, we'll look at a total of 80 students have brand S smartphones. So this is 80 students have brand S. You can just write it down. And then 70 female students have brand H smartphones. So this is 70 female, not only students, so it's female. So you need to find the intersection between F and H. So it means that we write here. All right. So a student is chosen at random from the College X is basically useless for us already. So now we just have to fill in the blanks. So Eddie, try to guess. Which blank can we now solve first? This is like playing tic-tac-toe, right?
Yes.
Okay, so which of the information can we try to figure out?
Here.
Yeah, so it's basically here, right?
Oh, here.
Yeah, because now we have 300 students. But for S, H, and I, we can see that this information right here, we just tolak it. So we will get 150. And then for the female students, we want to find the intersection between female students and brand S. So we can just use 180 minus 60 minus 70 to get 50. Now that we have this 50, we can find the intersection between brand S and male students. So we take 80 minus 50 to get 30. So the last information we have, you can either use, we want to find the intersection between male and the brand brand H, sorry. So you can either use 150 minus 70 or even 120 minus 30 and 10. So the final answer we will get is 80. Alright, so this is basically our contingency table, right? If you want to write it in terms of X, or you can just write students or anything, it's okay. But I think even if you do a table like this, you'll get the full 2 marks here. Alright, so if you are able to find this table out, you are basically got the rest of the questions already lah, because you know how to play with probability already. So my advice for doing this type of question is to really seek out the details, sentence by sentence in the question. So now for 1B, a male student who has brand H smartphone is chosen. Now you can see that male student who has brand H smartphone. So Eddie, what do you think this type of question is? Union or intersect?
Who has been intersect?
Intersect, right? So basically we can already use this table
Yeah.
to find the answer already. So for male student intersect with H, we basically just have to refer to the table and you'll see that male with H is 80. So remember, we don't just write 80. That's not the answer because we want to find probability, right? Probability. So 80 is over our 300 total students. So you can even simplify to get 4 over 15. So that is 1 mark. Now let's do C. All right, here. For C, it says a male student or a student who has brand S smartphone is chosen. So when we come to this type of question, we have to look at the or the and. So Eddie, if it's or, is it intersect or union?
Union.
Union, right? Because or means that they can either have 2 of them or either 1 of them. So it's union. So when it comes to union, we don't just take the information from the table. We have to do something called M union S. If we refer back to the formula in chapter 8, it's actually the probability of M plus the probability of S minus the intersection of N intersect S. Alright, in terms of this formula, if you draw the Venn diagram, you will know that you have 2, M and S. If you use the whole M and you use the whole S, you will see that the middle will be intersect 2 times. So that's why we have to tolak 1 time of the M intersect S, so that the thing that you get is only M union S. Alright, I hope that's clear. So now we just have to fill in the information. For probability of M, we just refer to the table. So 120 students are male students. So we use 120 over 300. That's the probability for the male students. And for the probability of brand S students who have brand S smartphones, we basically use the information from the table. 80, which is from here. 80 over 300. And finally is intersection, which is M intersect S, which is 30. So we will get 30 over 300. You basically plus and minus, and the answer you will get is, I already simplified it, so it's 17 over 30. Alright, so that's another 2 marks for this question. Okay, so now the last one is, question for D. Alright, Eddie, you try and read out this question.
A female student is chosen given that as she has brain his smartphone. Ada formula tu.
Yeah, formula 2. There's condition, right?
Yeah, condition.
Given or if, it means that we have to use the formula. Let's say if I write PA, there's a dash for B, it means that the intersect of P and B over PB. Alright, that's the common formula. Alright, wait, I don't have enough space already. I will try to erase this first. Sorry, viewers. Alright. Okay. For question D, basically it's a given condition probability. So we now have female student is chosen. Given that she has brand H smartphone, it means that the condition is she must have a brand H smartphone and then she is chosen as a girl. So first we write female, given that she has brand H smartphone. So for the F and H, basically we know that in terms of the formula, we find the intersect. And then at the bottom, we find the given one. So the given one is brand H smartphone. So we write property of brand H. So in terms of finding this question, we just again refer back to the table. So find the intersect between female and brand H smartphone. Sorry, my table is a little bit messy, but I hope you can still see it. Female and brand H smartphone is basically 70. So again, we want to find probability. So we don't just put 70, we need to put 70 over 300. Then over the probability of students who have brand H smartphone, which is here 150. So 150 we put over 300. So if we simplify with our calculator, what we will get is 7 over 15. So that is basically how we score full marks for question 1 in terms of probability lah. So does anyone have any questions basically on this kind of question or any problems with my working?
I think it's okay.
Okay, yeah. All right. So basically, that's my session. So I will pass to the next presenter for question 2. All right. So it will be Eddie.
All right. Okay, good morning, everyone. Today I'm gonna explain about phonics. All right. So let me take the picture first. So
Siapa ni?
oh, TAKUT. Ashraf. All right. Today I'm gonna discuss about conics. This question is actually quite simple, but the only things that probably you will make mistake is there is a number in front of the x square. So the first thing you need to remember is testing. Okay. The first thing you need to remember is x square. You need to divide by 2 because x square should have how to say, kena tak ada nombor depan ni macam ni lah. Let me show you. 2x square plus y square minus x plus 2y plus 1. So we need to do a general equation which is x minus h square plus y minus k square a square equal to 1. Alright. To show that it is a conic equation and represent an eclipse. Right. Now, since this is so hard to do completing the square, so I just put it over here, rearrange the equation to x squared minus x. Okay, and then we do a completing the square, which is, but the first thing we need to do is make sure that x squared doesn't have number in front of it. So 2 x squared minus x plus y squared plus 2 plus 1. Alright, now we can simplify it without mistake. Okay. So The first thing is we have to complete this and then completing the square for this as well to get the general equation as stated just now lah. Alright, so x minus 4 over 2 square minus 4 over 2 square. This whole thing is times 2 plus with y plus 2 over 2 square minus 2 over 2 square plus 1 equal to, oh, there's no space. Okay, equal to 0. Okay, now we simplify it because I've done it before. We got 2x minus 2 square minus 8 plus y plus 1 square minus 1 plus 1 equal to 0. So we got 8. We just simplified. Make sure that the number without x or y at the right. So 2x minus 2 square plus y minus 1. Sorry, 1 plus y plus 1 plus 1 square. So in general equation, we can see that at the right, it is 1. So we need to make sure that only at the right we have 1. So divide by 8. 8. So we will get x minus 2 square over 4 plus with y plus 1 square over 8 and equal to. So because it represents the general equation just now, we consider it as an eclipse. Alright, that's all for me, for my session. Now we continue to the next person, which is Nirma. What's the question?
So Afika's question number 2. Let's scroll up.
Up.
Yeah, that one.
Oh, that one. Okay. Inilah.
Yeah. Number 2.
Let me clean it. Okay, number 2.
Thank you.
Nah.
Okay, viewers. In this question, they give us a probability distribution function of a discrete random variable. So when we first see the question, we have to know whether it's discrete or random. In this case, it's discrete. Okay. Random variable x is given by and probability equation. So dia dah bagi equation ni. Okay. Sekarang kita kena show that C equals to 3 over 14. So my advice is first, when you see such a question and they give us this equation, right, that we plot a table. So, okay, kalau nak plot table kan, first step, you know that they gave us the x values here, right? In our table, we'll basically be plotting x, p, yang ni x besar tau, bukan x kecil, yang ni x kecil, okay. And our x values will be here, and our probability values will be here. This will be our table. This is how we plot a table. Okay, so knowing this, they have already given us the x values, right? So we can start plotting it easily. I'm answering 2a, by the way. 2a. Given that x equals to 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay. So now we have to find p x equals to x, the probability. Okay. Kan kat atas sini, mereka dah bagi kita equation kan. Kat sini kita ada dua unknown, iaitu c dan x. Here, in this question, we are going to be showing that we have to prove that c equals to 3 over 4. And first, we have to fill in this table. To fill in this table, you have to substitute the values of x into the equation. Baru je hampa boleh dapat value kat bawah ni. So if I do that, when we substitute 1 into the equation, we'll be getting 2 over 3c. Okay, maybe masa hampa tekan calculator, hampa mungkin dapat negative value. Tapi, Yang ni topik probability, and in probability there are no negative probabilities. Sebab tu soalan dia dah sedia ada modulus. So whatever values in the modulus, they akan end up being positive kat luar dia. So when we substitute into the equation, we'll get C over 3, which is 1 over 3 times by C. We'll get C over 3. For this, we get 4 over 3 C and 7 over 3 C. Okay, kita dah ada table kita. Sekarang lagi senang kalau nak jawab. Sorry sebab table mode. Okay, so now we have to prove that C equals to 3 over 14. So kita tahu dah dalam discrete kan, total probability of X equals to 1. So kalau kita tambah semua probability kat sini, dia akan equals to 1. So knowing that, I will do 2 over 3C plus C over 3 plus 4 over 3C plus 7 over 3C equals to 1. Total it up, you get 14 over 3C equals to 1. C bawa ke kanan, dapat 3 over 14. So, shown. That is question A. So now, going to the next question, question 2B. So kita determine the mean and the variance for y equals to 7x minus 20. Okay. In order to tackle this question, first kita kena tahu macam mana nak buat EY. Sebab equation dia bagi kita value y. So kita terus cari EX dan kata oh itu jawapan dia. So kita tahu y equals to 7x minus 20, right? So we have to find EY, expected values of y. So kita tahu value y is 7x minus 20, so we just substitute inside as E 7x minus 20. Okay, ada satu formula di mana kata E is AX plus minus B equals to A E X plus minus B. Kita akan pakai formula ini and solve it here. So this is our A, this is our B. So it becomes 7 EX minus 20. Alright, so now we know that in order to further solve this question, kita kena cari EX. Untuk cari EX dalam soalan yang discrete, it's very simple. Basically, we're gonna be, table kita sini kita akan darab masuk the X dengan probability, and when we go across, kita akan tambah. Ni kita akan darab, go across, kita akan tambah. Okay. So that brings our EX. Yang ni EX tau, bukan EY. EX is 1 times by 2 over 3 times by 3 over 14. Sebab apa saya times 3 over 14? Sebab yang ni adalah value C. Kan dalam table kita, yang ni C kan? This is our C. We have to also multiply it. So, this one plus with 2 1 over 3 times by 3 over 14 plus dengan 3 4 over 3 times by 3 over 14 plus with 4 7 over 3 times by 3 over 14
Kena tunggu ni dulu. Ada soalan continuous.
equals to
Tapi tunggu.
22 over 7. Okay, so now we know our value of EX already. Yang value ni kita boleh bawa pergi ke dalam ni. So now our EY equals to 7 times by 22 over 7 minus 20. Tekan calculator dapat 2. Ni jawapan dia. Yang ni baru satu bahagian. Dia juga minta kita variance. Variance for y equals to 7x minus 20. Hampir sama, tapi ada perbezaan sikit je. Okay. Kita tahu untuk cari variance y, since y is 7x minus 20, and now we have to find variance of y. Okay. We know the y is 7x minus 20, same thing, just substitute it inside. Get variance 7x minus 20. Tapi untuk variance, masa kita nak kembangkan kan, dia formula dia lain sikit. Formula dia adalah variance ax plus minus b equals to a squared variance x sahaja. Yang b ini kita akan completely ignore lah. Dan a ni kita bawa ke depan, kita akan square dia. So knowing that, I'll expand this as 7 squared variance x. And now I'll be needing the value of variance x. Calculate the variance x is actually also very simple. Kan formula for variance x is E dalam ni square tolak dengan mean square. Okay, yang ni kita dah cari dah. Tinggal yang ni saja yang kena cari. Yang ni nak cari pun senang. Sebab kan masa kita cari mean kat table ni, kita darab dan tambah kan. Kali ni bezanya masa kita darab, value x kat atas sini kita akan square dia. Macam ni. Ex squared equals to 1 squared times by 2 over 3 times by 3 over 14. Jangan lupa untuk multiply value c ke dalam. Yang ni value c plus dengan 2 squared 1 over 3 times by 3 over 14 times 3 squared 4 over 3 times by 3 over 14 and plus with 4 squared times by 7 over 3 and 3 over 14. So E x squared kita akan dapat 11. Okay, setelah dapat ni, kita boleh dah cari variance y kita. Nak add page?
Huh?
Add page. 1 minute ya.
Just right.
Just right. Okay.
Just right.
Alright. So kita dah cari dah EX square kita. Dan value mean pun kita dah ada dah. Dari sini 22/7. So sekarang kita boleh cari value variance of X. Value variance of X is, so actually kalau hampa nak lagi senang kan, kalau kata masa exam hampa nak buat cepat sikit, boleh je hampa buat macam ni. Variance of Y equals to 7 squared variance of X kan, equals to 7 squared of 11 minus 22 per 7 squared. Yang ni adalah value EX square dan yang ni adalah value EX. Okay. Masuk je terus. So eventually you'll get 55 as your final answer. Itu je. Senang. Soalan 2C. Sorry, sini soalan 2B.
Someone asked on WhatsApp, should we write the general equation?
Which general equation?
The this.
Boleh juga like kata kan, it's better for you to write it lah. Let's say like sometimes during the exam you're in a hurry, right? You might actually miss it and let's say you have spare time, you want to be checking, right? This will act as a guide for you lah. Sebab sini tak apa. Katalah masa kamu nak cari variance ni kan, kamu terlupa square. So sini kamu akan dapat 55/7, which is wrong. So it's better for you to always write at the side there. Okay? So going to question C. Okay, find the probability of X is less than EY. EY tadi kita dah cari kan? Kat sini. Our EY value is 2. So, the probability of X is less than EY is actually probability of X being less than 2. And kita dah tahu dah, dalam discrete kan, kalau soalan-soalan macam ni, kita biasa rujuk ke table. Table yang kita dah sedia buat dah. So, kita tahu dah, dia nak less than 2. Ada beza tau, less than equals to and less than 2. Kalau katalah dia nak less than equals to 2, basically dia nak 1 and 2. But in this case, they only said less than 2. That means they want below 2, which is only 1. So indirectly kita dah tahu dah, probability of X is less than 2 is Px equals to 1. Px equals to 1. And to get this answer, rujuk je table yang kita dah sedia bina tadi. When Px equals to 1 is 2/3c. 2/3c, and we already know the value for c is 3/14. Then our final answer will be 1/7. That's it for number 2. Are there any questions that you like to ask on this question?
Check. Joshua, soalan. Get ready.
Why EY is equal to 2?
Sebab tadi pun kita dah cari dah. Actually, in question B, they have already asked us to find the mean and variance, right? Given that y equals to 7x minus 20. So in this process, we're actually finding EY. So we have already found EY to be 2.
Yeah.
So when we want to find probability of x being less than EY, we already know that EY equals to 2. So we just insert it in, substitute.
I see.
Okay?
Alright. Nurul Afrika said, thank you very helpful. You've been very helpful. Okay, I think
I guess that's all for my session. Thank you very much. I hope you got any clarity you needed it. Thank you for your time. Take care.
alright. Okay, next presenter. Alright, this is my friend Joshua. He's gonna explain about question what?
5.
5.
Yang kedua.
This.
Back picture yang kedua. There's a new experience. I've never done this.
Alright. Free to go.
Macam mana tahu mereka tanpa muka saya? Oh, so okay lah. Saya tak perlu. Saya tak perlu. Okay. Cakap English atau Malay?
Boss, okay.
Okay. So I'll be speaking in English mostly. The question reads, continuous random variable. This is a cumulative distribution function. Draw.
Press anything. I need
I
this. Draw.
like blue.
Or blue.
So find this is continuous. So keyword is continuous. Okay, tambah. So okay, it's not working. Okay, it's not working.
It's not working, I see. Bateri habis ke? Bush, bateri habis. Sir, bateri habis ke? I think. So, tak ada sentuh. Tak ada. Sorry for the interruption.
Wait a while.
This battery costs a lot. Ah,
Okay. Right.
Blue.
highlight.
Tak boleh lah. Tak perlu tukar-tukar. We have continuous, which means this is the one that requires the whole integration. For discrete, it's just the substitution, but don't need integrate. Continuous, so we know we have to include integration when we do later. This is cumulative, meaning big F. Big F is the one where the graph goes like this, straight goes up. So that's for the keywords from this question. So the first question is find the value of C. C is here. This is a constant C, and K. So let's settle C first. C is, so I'll need to do, since there's only one function here, meaning you integrate this whole function, you will get the whole graph for the cumulative. So we integrate. Okay. Oh shit. Sorry. We don't need to integrate. We don't need to integrate because, sorry, we don't need to integrate because this is a cumulative distribution function, meaning this is already integrated for you. So all you have to do is substitute. Oh wait, we don't need to do that as well because this is a cumulative, so we just have to substitute the value into x. And
Wait. A bit because
okay. So we need to, this is our equation for cumulative. And for cumulative, we don't need to do integration anymore because it is already integrated. So if we want to find C, we need to sub the value for 12. For x, we sub 12 inside. We should get 1 because 12 is the maximum for this equation. After 12, it is all the probability is equals to 1 already. So we sub 12 into the equation. You should get, I've already done it, so I know the answer. You should get 3. I'm not going to do the whole thing again. So you should get 3. This is a simple algebra, simple pindah-pindah. You should be able to do it already, matriculation level. So C is equals to 3. After you get C, you can do K. Because we have the information that Px larger than K is equals to 0.5. So since we are done with this, I don't need to erase, do up here, okay. So P x more than K equals to 0.5, meaning K is now our x value, okay? So we put 1/9. K is our x value, so put K here. Since this is where x is supposed to be, K minus 1/C. Okay, equals. This is the a little bit of a tricky part, I would say, because this supposedly in the graph, let's say the graph looks like something like this. If the value here is K, this is x-axis. If the value here is K, you should get this equals to 0.35. Why? Because the statement says that more than K meaning here is 0.65. So, oh shoot, not here, sorry. Draw wrong. Okay. It means here, the probability here should be 0.65. So here definitely should be 0.35 because the whole thing is 1. So 0.65 is more than K. If we sub K inside, we will get the value that is within K. This is how the whole thing works, supposedly. So 1/9K minus 1/C equals 0.35. And you will get, C, we have C already, so just sub C inside. You will get K is 6.15. Okay. Sorry, my writing's a bit messy, but if possible, try to understand everything. So recap, find the value of C is sub the maximum value of X, into this place, into X, we should get 1. So make the equation sub max, in this case is 12, into the x place, 12, and copy the equation, we should get 1. So we have C as our unknown, so we should be able to find C. And after we find C, we can sub K into the equation. So sub K into the x place, 1/9, K minus the constant we just acquired just now, 1/3, equals, it is not 0.65 because this is more than K. If this question asks less than K is 0.65, then okay, we can straight away write 0.65, but it's more than K. More than K meaning we have to take 0.65, take 1 minus 0.65. Maximum probability is 1, minus 0.65, we will get the probability of K. Okay, probability of K is 0.35. So do everything, you'll get K equals 6.15. Okay. That's it for question 5A. For 5B is a bit simpler. Probability density function of X. So I'll erase everything. Oh no, I won't erase everything. Okay, I should. Yes, I should scroll down. Okay. For B, probability density function meaning we want small f. Small f, and write this thing. So for small f, we just have, since small f become big F, we have to integrate. So big F becomes small f, we have to differentiate. It's just a reverse process. And so we just differentiate 1/9x minus 1/c. Differentiation should be, all of us should have mastered differentiation by now. 1/c is constant, just ignore it, becomes 0. 1/9x is 1/9. Okay, so that's it for the differentiation. So the answer is 1/9 for here. But you have to write x is, you have to write the conditions. Follow the conditions that is given here. And this is kind of like a formula for writing small f or probability density function, which is write the conditions, write the equation, and then the rest is called otherwise is 0. This is just a formula. Go remember this formula. Okay, kind of like a formula. So that's it for this question. And next is C. Evaluate. Okay, this is hard. So okay, this is our equation we want to evaluate. So what do we know about this question? We know E is mean for this chapter. This is but wait. No, wait. This is different. This is different. Just ignore what I said just now. We just have to do mean. Yeah. Correct. That was mean. Correct. Okay. So to do mean, we have to, what we know about mean for this chapter for continuous is the same as discrete, which is x times fx. Everything just times, we will get mean. Okay. For continuous, it's x times this. Oh, sorry, not this. This is what we should times with. 1/9 is what we should times with. So to find mean, we should take 1/9 times x. Okay, whatever the x is. So in this case, I'll just put it in a different form. -1. Okay, so 3. Our x given is x squared, so we should follow sub x squared over 9. This is 1/9 x squared, but x squared over 9 is the same. And we need to integrate because we need to remember small f, you want to get small f, you need to integrate it to become big F. So this is 3, what was that? Okay, right. 3 to 12. Okay, for mean. This is what we should do for mean for continuous. Integrate x times the equation given for probability density function. Then same thing, except in this case our x is just x, so sub x. This was x squared, so we just follow the equation given. -1 is simply -1. Then just do everything. Okay. Wait. Wrong. This is simple integration, by the way. So not much to say here. Plus 2. Next one. Simple integration. And after you press your calculator, you should get 3 times 63 plus 2 times 15 over 2 minus 1. And your answer should be 203. Yes, I've done it. So all the calculator pressing, I'll just skip all of it and leave it up to you guys to press your own calculators. So this is more of a special question because we need to split this equation into this form that I've written right here. Okay. This is a harder question. So that's basically it for this question. I know that most of you probably don't understand what I just said, but since you don't understand, just if you have any questions regarding what I just said for this question, just put in the chat.
Chat me and then I will go and find Joshua. Right.
Right now or later?
Later.
Okay.
Okay.
So that's it for this question. It's really messy, but you get the idea. If you listened in your lecture and tutorial, you should be able to do this. But probably you came here because you didn't. So okay, it's all right.
All right. Thank you, Joshua,
Okay.
for the explanation just now. Okay, let's continue to our next presenter, which is Chanzi. Come. Sit.
Can you help
Yeah.
me to
Yeah.
screenshot these questions?
What question is that? Where's the mouse anyway? Mana? Bawah.
This one.
This one.
KK.
Mantap, super excellent. Alright. Okay.
Okay, so hi guys, my name is Zichi and now I will be explaining these questions, CAM KK, Mantap Super Excellence Programs, sections A, questions 1. Okay, these questions is about probability, and then, so A, dia tanya, if an adult is selected at random from these 1,000 adults, find the probability that the adult has an email account. Okay, so this one is quite straightforward. Okay, so kami just tengok daripada table tu, okay, yang ada email account tu yang yes ni lah. Okay, so 500. So just yeah. Okay, then yes. Okay, we just get from here. So we take 500 plus 250 divide by total. Total just now in the A, dia sudah cakap is 1,000. So we divide 1,000. Okay, so we'll get 0.75. Okay, so that's all for A1. Okay, so proceed to A2. Okay, so A2, dia tanya, has no email account. So we refer to this part. Okay, then given that the adult is a female, so we saw this word. Given that we know that we need to do have the condition one. Okay, so has no account, has no email account is no, and the condition is the adult is a female. Okay, so we need to refer back to the formula is P no intersect female. Okay, and then divide by P female. Okay, so no intersect female is Okay, no intersect female is no is this row is the no, and then female is this row. So dia punya intersect is 150. Okay, so this one is 150 divide by the female, the total of the female. So female is 250 plus 150. So 250. 250 plus 150. Okay, so we'll get 0.625. 625. Yeah. Okay. So next. Okay. So the third question is, you want us to find the female given that the adult has an email account. So this one also lebih kurang sama dengan yang question A itu. Okay. So yang ini kita juga buat P. Okay, P female given that the given the words behind given that is the condition. So this one is the condition. So the condition is the adult has a email account. So it's yes. So kita juga pakai formula saja. P female intersect yes divide by P yes. Okay. So female intersect yes is female is this part and then yes is this part. Sorry, a bit messy. Okay, so female is this part and then yes is this. So dia punya intersect is 250. Okay. Then so here we'll get 250 divided by P yes. The number of yes is 500 plus 250, so is 750. So we just divide by 750 and we will get 1/3. Okay, so that's all for A, questions A. Okay, so we'll proceed to questions B. Okay, so the questions B asks, are the event male and female mutually exclusive? So what is the meaning of mutually exclusive? Mutually exclusive itu dia maksud dia tak ada intersect. Okay, tak ada intersect. So sini dia tanya, adakah male dan female dia mutually exclusive? So kami boleh tengok daripada table ini. Okay, so dia sudah cakap the total is 1000. So from here, you know that the male is 500 plus 100 is 600, right? Okay, then the female is 250 plus 150 is 400. So their total up 600 plus 400 already get 1000. So which means that their intersect is equals to 0. Okay, so P, this one is B. P male intersect female equals to 0. So we know that male and female are mutually exclusive. Okay. Okay, so next, what about the event have emails, accounts, and mail? Okay, so event to when we want to answer the questions about event, we need to answer in this form. E equals to bracket. So inside here we need to write our number. Okay, write the event inside. Okay, so sekarang dia tanya, what about the event having email account and mail? So we just look back to the table. Okay, so having wait, yeah. Okay, so having email account is yes, is this part. is this part, okay, and then the male is this part, okay. So then here the question asks the event having accounts and male, so dia nak intersect because of the word and. Okay, so dia nak intersect. So sekarang kami tengok daripada table ni, dia intersect punya tempat is the 500, right? Okay, so our answer is E. Yes, intersect male equals to 500. Okay, don't forget about the bracket. Okay, so and then the explanation is from the table. Actually, we just right, we get this from the table. So from the table, the event, yes, intersect M equals to F. Okay lah. So that's all for this question. So anyone have any questions?
No, but feel free to ask question after this session because I will ask her. Okay,
Okay,
that's all.
so thank you.
All right, next presenter. Next. SN. Okay, welcome back, Owen.
Hello. Question is wait, where to find it?
Where?
The last question that sent.
And then Telegram.
Oh, okay.
Mana? Ni.
Yang paling bawah.
Ni.
No, paling bawah. So I think, yeah.
And then insert.
Oh, this is going to be very long. Okay then.
Paling hujung.
Okay. Oh,
Alright.
okay. Alright. Hello, Owen again. So, okay. So for this question is basically a question that comes from chapter 3. So chapter 3 only likes to ask basically three things. One is to find whether there's a real root in some kind of interval, or the second one is Newton-Raphson Method, or the third one is the trapezium rule. So for this question, it basically asks 2 out of the 3 things that I said earlier. So let's look at it. So show that the equation cos x equals 2x. So from this equation, we can write cos x equals 2x. We can make it into a function. So when we want to make it a function, we must ensure that the right-hand side of the equation must be 0. So cos x minus 2x equals 0. And then we can take the whole left side to become a function. Let fx equals cos x minus 2x. So when we want to prove whether there is a real root or if there is even a root in an interval, we just need to sub in the given value. So here from the question, we know that they give us 0 to 1. And then it includes both 0 and 1 because they use a bracket. So when it comes to this, we just sub in 0 and 1 to the function. So just sub in f0. So when we sub in 0, it means that for every x, we sub in the 0. Cos 0 minus 2, 0. So if you press the calculator, cos 0 equals to 1. And then minus 2 times 0 is also 0. So we can just simplify it as 1, which is, we know that greater than 0. Alright. And then when we have one root already, which is 0, we can sub in the 1. So when we sub in the 1, we will get cos, sub in the x, cos 1 equals 2 times 1, which we will get is negative 1 point something, but we can just write as negative 1, which is equally less than 0. Alright, so we have two values. For this kind of question, it will always be 1 greater than 0 and 1 less than 0. So, which we can in turn, we need to write a statement to prove that we found at least one real root. So, I write since f0 is greater than 0 and f1 is less than 0, therefore, the equation above has, you basically can just SOALAN the whole equation, the whole question. The equation cos x equals 2x has at least one real root in the interval 0, 1. So the equation has at least one real root in the interval 0, 1. Alright, so now, okay, thank you. Alright, now to keep on doing, we use the same equation, and then the question tells us to, using Newton-Raphson method, show the iterative equation. We mean iterative means the next iteration yang seterusnya punya equation of the root is xn sine xn plus cos xn over sine xn plus 2. So basically we need to prove that the next iterative equation is this lah. So how do we do it? So for Newton-Raphson method, again, we need to use the function above, which is fx equals cos x minus 2x. So when we want to do Newton-Raphson method, we need to differentiate the function. It is a must to do thing. So by differentiating this fx, the cos x will become negative sine x, and the 2x will just become 2. So differentiated already. Now for the formula of Newton-Raphson, xn plus 1, you can basically check the formula sheet, or as for myself, I've already memorized. Xn plus 1 equals xn minus function that hasn't been differentiated yet over function that has already been differentiated. So now we just have to expand and put all the values inside. Xn minus cos x minus 2x over negative sine x minus 2. Now, if we just normally want to find the value, this equation is already enough, and then we normally press the calculator, put in the unknowns, and then we calculate the value, the answer. But for this question, it's not about the values, but more about proving. We need to find this particular equation. So a clue that I like to use is, you can see we have xn minus this fraction. But when we want to solve and we want to prove, you can only see that there is only one fraction. So they basically want to tell us that we need to further derive and further solve this particular equation. Okay, so how do we do this? When we want to combine two fractions, what we can do is to multiply both the sine x minus 2 over negative sine x minus 2, because this in turn is equals to 1. So what I can write is negative sine x minus 2 over negative sine x minus 2 minus cos x minus 2x over negative sine x minus 2. Alright. So now we further derive the equation. We can solve it by combining the two equations with a same denominator. So we'll get this. Negative sine x minus 2 minus cos x plus 2x. Oh, wait, sorry. I left out an xn in front of the fraction. So we must remember here we still have the xn because from the above equation, we times the fraction in. Alright, now to further solve the equation. So the xn, we can just write as, we can multiply it in this previous equation. So multiply it to negative sine x and multiply it to negative 2. So what we get is negative xn sine xn. Sorry, all of these have xn because it's from the equation. Negative xn sine xn minus 2xn because we already multiplied the xn inside, and then over, minus cos xn plus 2xn, and then over negative sine xn minus 2. So we just solve first. So negative 2xn plus 2xn, we can basically cancel it out.
Boleh nak buat. Boleh nak buat tu lah. Aku tengah cuba tengok.
Negative xn sine xn minus cos xn over negative sine xn minus 2. Now, when we want to leave our final equation, we usually don't put negative. So all of them have negative. We can basically factorize them out and change to positive. Equals negative xn sine xn plus cos xn over negative sine xn plus 2. So cancel out the negative. We will basically get xn sine xn plus cos xn over sine xn plus 2. So refer back to the question. So basically we get the same answer. Alright. Okay, so this is basically how we try and solve a question that calls us to prove out the Newton-Raphson method of the iteration equation of the root. So this can be quite challenging, but if you know the way, which is to combine the two fractions, then it's basically an easy, how many marks? 5 marks for you. So that's all.
Alright, thank you Owen for the explanation. Now, alright, next presenter. Alright, Ideal, right? Okay, to the next is Ideal, our next presenter. Here. What question? Ni ah?
Ya.
Oh, tu dah explain?
Itu dah explain.
Ambil
ni question dekat paper. Bukan lah.
Ya, aku tak gambar. Mana? Soalan mana? Satu semua. Okay. Where's the question? Okay. So I'm gonna save again. So this is a question from our team. Zoom in. Okay, free to go.
Control C. Okay.
soalan ni first dia ada 3 E, M dengan S, ada 3 circle, so kita draw je. E, M, S. Kita bagi E, bagi M, kita bagi S. So dia ada, untuk soalan A yang pertama, kita nak cari M. Wait. Kita nak cari M. So formula untuk M ni hanya guna P union M tolak P E plus dengan P intersect M. Dia sebab kalau nak cari P into M ni saja, P untuk bahagian M ni saja, yang bahagian tak ada ni, kalau hang tambah dengan PE ni, kalau hang tolak dengan PE ni, dia akan tolak dengan sekali dengan intersect ni. So hang kena tambah intersect tu balik. So the answer, the calculation 5 minus 0.4 plus 0.15. So equal dengan 0.4. Untuk question B complicated sikit, so aku pergi ke question C dulu. Untuk question C, dia tanya member of all three society. Member of all three society. Oh, salah baca. Yang C ni not a member of any society. So kalau not a member of any society, sama dengan E union M union S. Dia ni all member of society. Sorry, jangan delete
Delete apa tu?
the delete.
Tekan butang ni, tekan sambil padam.
I see. Sebab dia not, so kita buat prime. Dia benda ni equal dengan 1 minus E union M union S. So P E union M union S tu kita dah dapat dekat atas ni 0.95.
Oh, 1 dan 2. Wah. Tak pakai
Demanding tu.
So kita akan dapat 0.05. Itu untuk question C. Untuk question B, dia tanya a member of all three society. So maksudnya kalau kita lukis dia punya yang ni, dia cari nak part yang ni. Part ni sama dengan P A intersect A intersect kan A. E intersect M intersect S. So yang tu dia actually ada formula untuk three intersection. Formula dia macam ni, P E union M union S equal to P E plus P M plus P S minus P E intersect M minus P M intersect S minus S intersect E plus dengan P A intersect dengan A E intersect M intersect dengan S. So semua value ni kita dah ada dalam apa tu soalan tu. So kita buat saja value ya. 0.4 plus 0.4 plus 0.6 minus 0.15 minus 0.2 minus 0.2 plus dengan P intersect M intersect S. So sini 0.95. Kalau hampa pindah-pindah benda ni kecil mana sama dengan P intersect M intersect S sama dengan 0.1. Okay.
Alright, that's all. Thank you, Idea, for the explanation. Ashraf, you want to explain? Alright, just now there's a question in the group.
Yeah.
From Hidayu, is it?
Okay.
Mana mouse ni? Ni power battery ke? Risau.
Semua BB3.
Okay.
Hai semua. Selamat kembali.
Yes, welcome back, Ashraf. Just now, someone asked question. This was a different vertical cumulative distribution, discrete and continuous, and how to know if we need to change P, something like that lah. Okay, can I explain it?
Okay. So, Assalamualaikum.
Welcome kembali.
Good afternoon. So, first and foremost, kita jawab soalan Hidayu yang mana?
Cumulative.
What's the difference between cumulative, discrete and continuous? What's the difference between cumulative, discrete and continuous? So, cara yang I differentiate, sebenarnya ada 4 kategori ni. Dia bukan cumulative pun. Dia cumulative satu, discrete continuous satu, and then lagi satu yang PDF, which is just normal probability distribution function. Ini CDF, ini cumulative distribution function. So I would like to put this as in a kotak. You see these kotaks? This is where we put our discrete, continuous, CD, tak mau PDF ni. PDF, CDF. So perbezaan antara discrete dan continuous dua ni ialah dua ni discrete discrete is where the equal signs matter. Contoh macam kalau kita buat macam ni kan, more or equal than, ini actually equals tu ada makna tau. Jadi kita tak boleh disregard equal tu. Contoh kalau kita buat macam apa, x is more than 3, ini dia more than 3, dia tak ada equal. So 3 tu kita takkan include dalam kita punya number line. So dia akan jadi 4 and above lah, which is x equal more or equals to 4. And lagi satu perbezaan antara discrete dan continuous ialah continuous ni dia lebih kepada function. So dia duk ada nilai decimal. So let's say macam x lebih dari 3, dia boleh jadi like 3.1, dia boleh jadi 3.2, sekian and on and on. And discrete ni dia more kepada one value tu saja. One value tu ada probability tu. Contoh macam kita baling dadu, we baling dadu, kita ada 6 muka kan. Jadi probability untuk dapat apa satu muka tu ialah 1/6. Contoh kita dapat 1, 1/6, 2, 1/6 and sekian. So itu macam ada satu case yang kita dapat 1 and dia ada probability tu 1. And 2 probability dia tu 2. And probability dia 1/6 juga. And continuous ni juga, the equal signs don't really matter. So the boxing. This is where
There's a chaos
the
behind the
equals
computer.
no, chaos behind the computer. You see that the boxing.
Hantar.
You see ni continuous equal signs dia actually don't really matter. So sebab apa, continuous ni kita lebih guna function lah. And antara dua ni kita boleh naik dan turun sahaja. Dari PDF ke CDF, kita boleh P dari PDF ke CDF. Kita tak boleh P dari discrete ke continuous. Both are very different things, okay? Make sure to get that noted. Make sure to highlight this lah. We cannot go across discrete or to continuous. We can only go from PDF to CDF. Alright? So itu perbezaan antara cumulative, probability, distribution function, discrete and continuous. Okay, Di?
Okay.
Saya rasa I hope that answers your question, Hidayu. And
Maybe
for
she
the
asked about how to answer the question related to, because how to say? Anyway, I also don't know how to formulate my idea.
So kalau dia hampa kena, kalau hal ni hampa kena tengok lecture note balik lah sikit-sikit sebab ini macam satu bab. So PDF, CDF ni contoh ni kalau discrete kita tambah. Kalau kita nak dari sini ke sini kita kena tambah.
Apa?
Dari sini ke sini kita kena integrate. Dari sini ke sini kena differentiate. Ini kena tolak. So ini kena master lah, kena cekap. Soalan memang banyak tanya benda ni. So hampa kena like nak tak ada kena master lah benda ni. Kena tahu, kena baca soalan, kena cari clue soalan. Clue soalan boleh mention continuous, cari continuous, cari discrete, cari sama ada dia PDF ataupun CDF. Dia one or either of these two. I would say dia sama ada yang ni atau yang ni. Dia akan pick one from this, pick one from this. So dia berkata contoh discrete cumulative distribution function, which is F besar. F besar cumulative, guys. And F kecil is for probability distribution function. So itu just for the concept lah, for the general basic, for the recap of this bab. Okay, Di?
Yes.
And next, kita ke soalan Hidayu yang another one tu. How to know if we need to change PX more than 1 to P.
I think itu ke lupa letak tanda.
So it depends on the situation because you need to ask yourself, is it discrete or is it continuous? So let's say ni PDF, ni bukan CDF lah. Let's say it's PDF And kita nak tahu perbezaan apa, kita nak contohlah, we have px more or equals to 3, px equals to 3, px less than 1, px less or equals than 7. So kalau benda macam ni, yang ni kalau macam mana Adi?
Is it discrete or continuous?
This is discrete.
Discrete. Discrete means the denominator. So what's the question?
Yang ni nilai dia berapa?
Ni,
Yang terlibat.
3, 2, 1. No. Wait. 3, 4, 5 dan seterusnya.
So kalau kita assuming ni discrete, kita kena include tau, sebab ada equal sign di situ. So dia jadi 3, 4, 5, 6, on and on. And then this more than 3?
4, 5, 6 and seterusnya.
Betul, sebab x is more or equals to 4. Sebab dia more than 3. So dia 4, 5, 6, on and on and on. Kalau yang ni?
Is that discrete or continuous?
Discrete.
Okay, discrete. So 0, negative 1.
0, ya. Dia px equals to 0. Ataupun kita macam mana kita boleh tulis balik benda ni?
Px smaller or equal to 0.
Ya betul. Px smaller or equals to 0. Lagi? Lagi satu, kalau susah sangat nak baca discrete, hampa try imagine ada bilik-bilik yang berkotak. So let's say 0, 1, tak tahu pen dulu. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So kalau kita kata less than 1, maksud dia yang ni je kan terlibat. So maksud dia yang ni tidak terlibat dalam kita punya probability tu. So kita boleh rewrite benda ni as 1 minus p x more or equals to 1. Sebab ni more or equals to 1, betul lah kan? Sebab apa? Kita include 1, dia discrete, so equals matter, and kita pi sampai ke maksimum. So kita sebenarnya nak p equals to kosong, kan? Faham tak logik di belakang ni?
Faham.
And then kalau yang px less than 7 ni?
1 minus 6, 7 is smaller than 1 minus x is bigger than 8.
Ya betul. So ini kita akan libatkan benda lah ni sahaja. Kita tak akan libatkan 8. So disebabkan kita punya maksimum ni 8 saja, so kita boleh buat 1 minus px equals to 8 sahaja. Kalau ada number-number lagi kat belakang ni, kita boleh rewrite this as 1 minus px is more or equals to 8. That's the idea.
Ya,
Ada faham?
ada faham. Semoga Hidayah pun faham.
Semoga Hidayah pun faham. Okay.
Alright.
So to our actual question, macam mana nak screenshot? Jadi
Dia kena save, tak ada screenshot. Dia macam problem.
faham.
Lemah dia sampai kepala. Ni dia.
Allah. Macamnya.
Kalau boleh nak jadi kecil lagi. Ambil kau. Weh.
Okay. Thank you, Eddie.
Welcome.
Okay.
Dah start.
So ni one of the question lah yang I find
Handicap.
interesting. Soalan dia 3 markah je. Tapi soalan dia kau ke lah.
Kau. Yes.
Ya, soalan dia not to mess with lah. Kalau hampa tak tahu what you're doing, you're memang gone for. Ada. Oh my god, ada.
Panjang bukan?
Panjang kan?
No. Weh, banyak. Ni hair apa awi?
Angkat.
Tiba.
So soalan ni hampa kena tahu dulu first ni bab apa. Poison ni nampak keyword kita poison. So ni bab 10, bab 10 which is special probabilities. And special probabilities we have poison, binomial, normal, and we have normal props. So ini the subtopics of chapter 10, and today we're going to, for this question we're going to highlight Poisson distribution. Tak cukup gemuk. Highlight Poisson ni. And mean dia kita kena tahu X to PO mu. Mu or variance. So yang ni apa for our distribution in this soalan, we will say kita punya special probability is yang ni. Okay. And next for Poisson, we need to know how to A, use the table, B, how to apply the formula. So there are the two steps here which include formula, or we can use table from the statistic book. Yang ni usually kita akan tengok apply pada soalan yang ada more, equals, less, sekian. Formula ni dia lebih kepada yang ada equal sign ni, equal sahaja. So soalan kalau macam ni, soalan ada equal, nak guna apa Eddie? Disebabkan ada equal, nak guna apa?
Ni formula ya.
Ya, betul, guna formula. Apa formula Poisson?
Sekejap. E.
Negative.
Mean.
Negative mean.
And then mean.
Mean.
No.
Mean.
And then
Kosa X lagi
X. Wow.
Okay. So we apply this formula. So soalan nak kita prove yang ni sama dengan yang ni. Ini soalan nak. Soalan kita punya end goal nak prove yang kanan sama dengan kiri. Alright. So first kita buat dulu atas. No rush. Kita buat dulu yang bahagian atas tu. So E negatif. Lambda kita supposed to be mu sebab soalan dah set mu. Jangan pandai-pandai letak lambda. So E negatif mu. And for this kita nampak R kan. So we use R. Mu kuasa R over R factorial. Px equals to R. Ni Px equals to R. And another statement is Px equals to R plus 2. Px equals to R plus 2. So we do the same thing tapi kita tambah 2 saja. Kita tambah 2 di mana ada R tu saja. So this would be E negative mu and then mu kuasa R tambah 2 over R tambah 2 factorial. So pastikan yang R tambah 2 ni betul lah. Kita kena tambah dekat atas dan dekat bawah. Jangan buat kesilapan lazim di mana students tambah dekat atas ni sahaja, tak tambah kat bawah. So kita dah ada yang ni. Kita ambil Px equals to R bahagi Px equals to R plus 2. So basically kita ambil yang ni bahagi dengan yang ni. This would be E mu, E negative mu R over R factorial bahagi E negative mu R plus 2 factorial. So kalau ada bahagi sini, kita tukar tempat lah. Kita darab balik. Which would be E negative mu R over R factorial darab R plus 2 factorial bahagi E negative mu R tambah 2. Okay. So nampak ni dua ni sama. Yang bahagian E mu ni dengan E mu ni. So and then mu ni pun sama. Mu R dengan mu R plus 2. Dia tak same power. Tapi dia same base. You should say. So kita simplify expression ni by removing E to the negative U ni. And E negative U. So this would be mu R plus 2 factorial over R factorial mu R plus 2. So kita kena tahu law of index di mana R plus 2 ni dia akan translate to mu R darab mu 2 R factorial. So nampak tak di sini ada mu R dengan mu R ni. So kita boleh cancel dia off. So this will end up being R plus 2 factorial bahagi R factorial mu squared. So bahagian mu squared dekat bawah tu, kalau kita tengok soalan, kita dah dapat dah mu squared kat bawah tu. Dan ni kita just nak R yang R plus 2, R plus 1 ni saja. How do we get it? How do we hapuskan factorial ni? So kita kena kembali kepada basics of factorial, which is R factorial. Maksud dia R darab R minus 1 darab R minus 2 sekian sampai 1. Kan? So R plus 2 factorial, this would be R plus 2 darab R plus 1 darab R darab R minus 1 darab R minus 2 sekian sampai 1. So hampa nampak tak yang bahagian yang ni nampak bahagian yang ni dengan bahagian yang ni sama. So boleh tak kalau aku conclude yang R plus 2 factorial sama dengan R plus 2 R plus 1 darab R factorial. So this is our hidden information ni yang behind R plus 2 factorial ni. So kalau apa, kita kena banyak buat latihan lah untuk nampak benda macam ni. Kita kena faham the basics of what factorial is, and we just input this dalam ni. And kita dah ada yang R factorial ni dengan R factorial ni. So we just cancel. So jawapan dia will end up being R plus 2 R plus 1 over mu squared. And kena tulis lah, right hand side is equals to left hand side. Proven.
Apa dia?
Okay, I think we finished with this question already. So I think I can pass this to our moderator, Eddie.
Alright. Okay, let's go to our next presenter.
Putri.
Now it's Putri now. Okay. My question.
Yang Yang soalan B tadi tu yang dia suruh explain
Di mana?
atas.
Lagi.
Gini. Yang
Ni.
No,
Oh, yang
bawah kan?
ni.
The B one.
Okay.
Answer dalam ni.
Bawa muncak sikit. Atomelnya. Okay.
I mean, if you start, I can show you lah.
Cari. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Okay, kita pergi dekat soalan. Tadi ada orang tanya soalan B, dia suruh explain. Kenapa?
Drop.
Nipis sangat.
Oh, nipis tekan besar.
Sekejap Kenapa cari?
Mana? Oh, okay. Right.
Okay, to explain soalan B. Mula-mula kan sebelum kita jawab soalan ni, kita mesti buat yang table tu. So ini X, Allah. X, Y. Okay. Ni 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Dan kita bila kita masukkan nilai semua, kita akan dapat 1/5, 1/4, 3/10 and 5K, 6K. Okay, sebab kita skip soalan A, so yang kita terus insert lah nilai dia 5/44 dengan 3/22. Okay. So untuk B dia suruh calculate P 3 6. Okay. Untuk yang ni kita sebab ni discrete kan. Dia discrete, kita kena tengok dia punya dia punya sign lah. Kalau macam ni kita kena include nombor tu. Kalau macam ni kita jangan ambil nombor tu. Kiranya untuk soalan ni kita just ambil P X equal to 3 plus P X equal to 4 P X equal to 5. Sebab dekat sini pun dia kata dari 3 and less than 6. 6 ni kita tak ambil lah sebab dia punya sign tak ada
Tak ada less or equal to, tak ada big or equal to.
So kita just ambil sampai 5 je. Then kita ambil nilai dari sini. Ni dan ni. 1/4 tambah 3/10 tambah dengan 5/44. Jadi kita akan dapat jawapan 73/110. Tu je lah. Kan? Jadi ada soalan. Tu kan dia suruh explain macam mana soalan B.
Yes. I think you already explained well just now. Alright, so anything just ask and I will quickly get Puteri.
Okay.
Alright, thank you Puteri. Next presenter. Okay, I think. Tadi presenter lain.
Okay, I chip in one question. Okay, the other day someone asked me this question, which is I find it to be quite interesting. it's a large question, but just this one. A bit. This is part of the question. So let's make a difference. So we need to open this modulus for this range. All right, there's a modulus over here, so that's what makes things a little bit more complicated. Remember, how do you open your modulus? Okay, let's go for some tips. Let's say for this one. My God, they changed all my. Let's say for this one here, if we open our modulus, what's the modulus graph? How does it look like? Something like this. Okay, since the inside here, the inside equals to 0, so things are reflected at 0, as you can see. Okay, so then we need to write the graph, and you can look here. Okay, so this graph goes up, right? So it becomes just an x. This graph here, it goes down, right? So I can write it down as a negative x. Can you agree? This one is x, this one is negative x. One is positive, one is negative. And for this one, this part here is for x more than 0. And for this part here is x less than 0. So I can write down, I can open my modulus, negative x, this one, the negative one is for x less than 0. The positive one is for x more than 0. And here, since normally, if the one that the positive one is the one that we put equal. Okay, normally that's how we do. All right, this is for our usual case of modulus x. So what about this one here? For this one here, you still need to make them into two parts, where one is less than, x is less than 0. Sorry. So I can say -1, x less than 0. Another one for 0, x 1. And for the first one here, it becomes negative, x plus x. And for the second one, we got ourselves x plus x. And you can simplify them up. Over here, you can simplify, you get yourself 0. And here you can simplify, you get yourself 2x. Okay, so for this one, if you open it up, you got these two. Right? Now, people might ask me, they were a bit unconfident, sir, is it really 0 up here for this range? And I can give you a visual proof. Okay, let's say if I ask you, what happened if I do this graph, x plus with x, and then I plus with the x graph. We'll get ourselves into a steeper graph, 2x. Okay, so now for this part, the graph looks like this. I mean, for overall for them, it looks something like this. Sorry, I am ahead of myself. What really, this one here, what it really looks like, sorry, I got it wrong. It looks something like this, negative x. This is modulus x plus with x. Oh, this one is a battery low. So now you can see the graph then turns out into this part is easy. This part is easy. It becomes steeper. But this part here, one is positive, one is negative. So it becomes 0. So as you can see, for -1, if here's -1, here's 1. -1, this one here, you got ourselves 0 as we have calculated. And this side, we got ourselves 2x. Okay? Hope that's clarified things up. This is quite interesting. It was shown by Ashraf to me. Okay, I think that's all for today, and thank you very much for coming to our session. That's all for today.
The question was not been answered will be answered tomorrow.
Okay, this question not answered?
Aduh.
Okay, all right. So thank you for watching with us for today. We'll see you guys again for tomorrow. Okay. All right. Bye. Thank you for coming. Please comment, share, and subscribe. Bye. See you tomorrow. So, working hamsters. Bye.
Working hamster.
Babysitter. Abi, come say bye-bye. This is our supporter for today, Big Boss.
Say bye-bye ke Big.
Bye. Okay, working hamsters taking a rest. One of the working hamsters, they complain, very lapar. Okay, bye. See you tomorrow.